You're recording.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Professor. We are team number two, and we'll be talking about the storming phase. For this, we'll be looking at the Bruce Stockman's theory. The psychologist Bruce Stockman came up with the memorable phase: the storming, the forming, norming, and the performing. However, for this phase, in the beginning, team members have high expectations. They have very different opinions of how to run the project and how to complete the tasks. And also, they may be anxious, they may be curious and excited as to what the team project is all about. Then, for this phase, also, the project members will be looking up to their team leader on how he's going to perform, on how he's going to handle the project, and how he's going to come up with ideas. Then, also in this phase, people start to push against the established boundaries. There's conflict of interest, and there are other things. I would be pressing on to my group members to explain the other, parts of this phase. Thank you.
Okay, so when we talk about hallmarks, these are the signs that let us know that we are within or in a certain stage. So, with this in mind, a hallmark, according to the Westchester University, these are some of the key characteristics that occur in the storming stage. For example, we have the lack of role control and clarity. Secondly, since control is the primary issue right here, questions about leadership and authority emerge. Nevertheless, when the leaders come up the surface, rules, policies, and norms do the same. Then goals are often misinterpreted depending of each team member perspective. And lastly, there's a low level of trust and collaboration between the team members. And our experience as a team is that when at the beginning, when we first started working as a group, it wasn't clear who was the leader. Nevertheless, it was also clear that some of us were more experienced in the interior design area. So they led the team through the topic and set guidelines, explained the rules. But we also had secondary or beta leaders who guided us also, but regarding assignments, deadlines, and tasks, so on. Uh, Continue with Patricio.
Thank you. Continuing with the hallmarks, the team lacks stronger interrelationships. There are communications tend to be hostile. That is at some point the individual point of views will be more than the collective purpose. There will be concern about the excessive work and resistance of taking on tasks before because of the how uncomfortable they feel with the approach and the lack of progress. We have to understand at this point that in order to get in time and manner the objective and the goals wanted as a professional team, we have to consider having a good communication, having a responsible and getting job done with the importance that it's in it. So we are going to be professional and to deliver what it's been asked in time and manner to get the results expected with the clients.
So, like the name, storming stage, this is the phase where the team goes through the storm before the norm. And as earlier said, in this phase, there's heightened emotions. So, in the presence of heightened emotions, conflicts are bound to happen because there is lack of emotional intelligence and understanding of personalities. So, because this is a phase where different viewpoints, ideas relating to the subject matter is being shared, the presence of interpersonal or intergroup conflict cannot be overruled, right? And also, conflict arises due to lack of unity amongst team members because this is the phase where they're just getting to know themselves. So there is usually lack of unity, and the reaction to issues are very emotional. And also, conflict breeds factions and cliques, right? So there's possibility that two or more people can share the same idea, and then they would tend to gravitate towards themselves and be against the other person or people who have a different ideology from them, right? So these are the things that conflict bring factions and cliques among team members. And the absence of the formation of guidelines and defined responsibilities would also present conflicts in this phase, right? And this is the phase where the only way to get through it is to put regulatory procedures and appropriate control that would aid decision making and also manage possible escalated issues. While we were working as a team, we went through the storming phase when it came to division of task, because each member felt that some people felt that it was okay to pick tasks randomly, while others felt like, oh, it was okay for the project leader to assign task, right? And this we had conflicts over picking of task, over assigning different parts of the project, over timelines and the rest of it. This is what the storming phase um pretty much buttresses on. The team goes through a storm before before they get to the norming phase, where principles have been established and everybody knows the guiding principles to work with. Thank you. Next slide.
Mhm. So regarding the leadership style, first we wanted to know what different styles there could be, or theories to finally find the right one for the storming phase. So first, we know so far that leadership is the ability to influence a group towards the achievement of a vision or set of goals. So we found different theories. First, there is one called three trait theories that is related to, and is based on the big five personality framework, which are consciousness, agreeableness, neuroticism, and some others. There is the second part, that is behavioral theories that were more related to how leaders can be determined about the way they behave with their followers. There is a third theory related to contingency theories, which is more related to how leaders behave in different or specific situations. Next slide, please. So we also found more theories. There was one called leader-member exchange theory, where sometimes leaders find some followers, build a stronger relationship with some followers, and some others they just don't. And finally, charismatic leadership and transformational leadership. So as a group, we believe that the best leadership style for the storming phase is the transformational leadership because of three aspects. First is that these kind of leaders, they like to inspire followers to go beyond their self-interest for achieving the organization's goals. And they always want their team members to give their best. The second part is that they are always aware of the concerns and needs of their followers. So if there is any time that some followers have any issues, any problems, maybe they are stressed about something, the leader can find a way to help them, so there could be a good work environment. And finally, these leaders also like to help their followers to change their perspective of some issues that may appear during any specific project. There's always that these kind of leaders like to find solutions, and at the end, the project can be developed in the best way possible. Thank you so much.